about time we make the statement we always make when we get to a boat race, and it's time for Heat 1A, this time sponsored by American Dumpster. Jeff, you cannot win the Southern Cup in the first heat of the weekend, but you can certainly lose it. Be careful, finish, and score points.
This is the building block. This is the heat. You want to score. You want to score well. You don't want to come out of this heat with the goose egg, which is the 0. This is your building block to get points in the first section, second section, third section, to be on the front row of the Southern Cup Championship tomorrow at 5:30 Central Daylight Time here in Guntersville.
3:25 until the start, 3:25. Dustin Eccles cutting across the race course from the back stretch to the front stretch on the GP course. That is a legal maneuver. Jeff, let's talk a little bit about our start procedure here. It's been basically the same as it's been for our previous two classes. It's a clock start. Put your boat on the start finish line when the clock strikes 0. Do not jump that start. You will be penalized and you will not win. But there's an added factor to this whole thing. You cannot drop your boat below 80 miles per hour. So when we get a winner in this heat, the boats have to go through tech inspection, and that's where they pick up that 80-mile-an-hour violation should it happen. So you can't just go up to the top end of the race course and park your boat at 10 miles an hour. You must stay above 80 miles per hour. The drivers have indication in the cockpit. They also have the radio guys in their ears explaining this to them. 2 minutes and 28 seconds to the start. This is what we call the milling period. Got a couple boats at the top end of the race course, one on the backstretch, and Dylan Runny at the bottom end.
Runny at the bottom end, as Brad mentioned. The Turbinator with Jimmy King just past the halfway mark on the back chute. 2 boats up in turn number 2, the Tennessee Orange Bucket List Racing of Dustin Eccles, and the Dominant Red Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly. We are coming up on 2 minutes. 2 minutes until American Dumpster H1 Unlimited Heat 1A. Brad Luce, the season is about to begin for H1. I like the lineup. Let's get this party started.
Let's get it started. Remember, Dylan Runny, the third boat coming down the front straightaway here, he has to start behind the field and on the outside. You see him moving to the outside. Jeff, these guys are awfully early to get down to the bottom end of the race course here at $1:30, which we are at now. So it's 1:30. This is where the 80 miles per hour comes into play. If you're down there too early and have to slow down, you run the risk of breaking that 80 mile per hour barrier, and that can cost you dearly. But they'll come up the backstretch. It is Dustin Eccles leading the field up there. Got 3 boats behind him. Jeff, bring them up to the top end of the course.
Coming up on the 1 minute period for American Dumpster Unlimited 1A. 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period in session. H1 Unlimited Heat 1A. Our heat sponsor, American Dumpster, leading the field up. Looks like you'll get lane number 1, Dustin Eccles and Bucket List Racing. J. Michael Kelly coming into the 2 lane in the Beacon Electric. Jimmy King in the Turbinator. Griggs Ace Hardware in 3. Dylan Runny to the outside in 4 in Miss Home Street. We are approaching 30 seconds. Brad Luce, let's start this Southern Cup. Bring him to the green flag.
Thank you very much, Jeff. It looks like J. Michael Kelly's going to claim lane number 1. I think Dustin Eccles is going to go in 2. I think the Turbinator's going to go in 3. And then on the far outside and behind, as he is supposed to, is going to be Dylan Runny. But as we saw, the boats were down there too early. And Dustin Eccles is crawling up to the start-finish line here in the 40. We're inside 10 seconds until our start. We are on 5 seconds. We are 4, 3, 2, 1, mark, and we are racing in Heat 1A, presented by American Dumpster. I think we've got the 40 Bucket List Racing definitely across the start-finish line early, but until we get it legal, we will call them as they are on the water. Eccles is going to get out of the corner first. Check that. It is J. Michael Kelly on the inside. He's got a lot of boats with him. He's got the Turbinator. You can hear him on the outside. There is Eccles. He pulls up alongside J. Michael Kelly and now moves out by about a boat length, maybe a boat length and a half. He may have jumped, Jeff, but man, he's moving.
Start is under review. Eccles in front. He could be the culprit. Eccles in front, Kelly is there, the Turbinator in third into turn number 2. Exciting dueling to begin the day, but is Eccles legal?
We'll call them as they are on the water until we hear it officially. Kelly with the inside lane position. Look at him right on the buoy row. Now it's Eccles on the outside. Whether he jumped or not, two of the fastest race boats in the world are tied together as they come across start-finish line. Jeff, I think you've got an update.
We got a one-lap penalty on your physical leader, Dustin Eccles, in the Bucket List Racing, the Tennessee Orange, down a lap for a gun jump. So your leader is the dominant red boat in turn number 1, J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. That moves the Turbinator, the turbocharged Allison up to second, Griggs Ace Hardware, Miss Homestreet in third, Eccles physically in front, but in fourth.
Yeah, he's in fourth place, so your leader is J. Michael Kelly, the red boat up the backstretch. That is the Beacon Electric. And if we have that information, so does J. Michael Kelly. That's why you see him letting the orange boat go. Let him go. That's not who he's racing against. However, in his right side rear view mirror, as Jeff calls him, the Turbinator, the U3, the Griggs Ace Hardware. He is trying to make a move, coming up on the outside of J. Michael Kelly. Dustin Eccles will come down. He will be our leader on the water, but he is actually running it forward. But Jimmy King is making a move, Jeff.
Brad, with Eccles getting that one-lap penalty, he has come toward the inside, and Kelly's had to go outside his wake. Your official leader, here comes the turbocharged Allison, charging on the outside. This one is not over. American Dumpster, Unlimited 1A. It's the two dominant red boats. Kelly, your leader. Brad, the Turbinator is right there.
Yeah, he's right there. The race is for second place, except that is a race for first place. The two red boats, Kelly on the inside, King on the outside. You can't see King driving a 3, the Griggs Ace Hardware, but he's right with him. This one is going to be close. It's going to be a charge to the finish line. Kelly with the lane position, but it is Jimmy King on the outside with an awful lot of boat speed. He's going to pack as much as he can into this corner. Now you see Dustin Eccles go way wide and give our leaders room to come down and race this out. There is Kelly, there is King. I think J. Michael Kelly will be able to hold him off. Dustin Eccles comes across, but on his inside, our winner of Heat 1A on the water, J. Michael Kelly, driving the Beacon Electric. Second place to Jimmy King in the Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware. Holy smoke. Our third place boat will be the rookie, Dylan Runny, driving the Miss Homestreet. And I can only think, Jeff Ayler, Dustin Eccles is just kicking himself in that cockpit. We said, don't make a mistake, get your points in that first heat. He made a mistake.
We talked about it yesterday. We talked about it this morning. The first heat of the weekend, that's your building block, your top qualifier, the first error of racing activity this weekend. Dustin Eccles running that extra lap, and he does have to finish to get those 169 points. Great run by J. Michael Kelly, but Brad, the Turbinator, Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware, the World War II Allison aircraft engine. Looked great with that turbocharger running in second.
That's fun. Gas him up. Let's do it again. That was an awful lot of fun. Here comes Dustin Eccles. He's disappointed, but he comes across still very important. He comes across, he finishes, he will pick up his 169 points. They all build, as you said, with the building blocks toward making it into the final. The two boats who make out like a bandit because of Dustin Eccles' air, the U3, the Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware with Jimmy King. They pick up second place points. That's 300. And how about Dylan Runny? Has to start behind the field, so he's handicapped to begin with, but because of the matters out front, he picks up a third place and 225 points. We are inside 5 minutes now. We've got 3 boats set to answer the call here, and we've got 1, 2, 3 Rooster Tails headed our way. The fans might be thinking, Jeff, wait a minute, there's 8 boats in the pit area. We ran 4 in the first one. Where's our 4th boat in this one? Brent Hall in the 440 has not yet qualified as a driver, so he is not eligible yet to come out and run with these guys. But we've got 3 on the water. It's going to be the U11, the Legend Yacht Transport. Legend Yacht Transport driven by Jamie Nielsen. He will come across the start-finish line. Boat running very, very good this weekend. He's going to be joined on the race course by the U9, Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. Here comes Corey. That white boat, Corey Peabody. He's going to be quick in this one. But don't ever count out Andrew Tate. Jeff, before you make a comment, want to just remind our fans, please stay out of the water when our H1 hydroplanes and all hydroplanes are on the water and racing. So we need you out of the water right now. Parents, help us out just a little bit there if your kids are in there enjoying some cool water. Jeff, 3 minutes and 50 seconds to the start. We got a 3-boat heat, but it should be a good one.
I'm sure these drivers watched the warm-up period back in American Dumpster Unlimited Heat 1A. Dustin Eccles, our top qualifier, was a gun jumper, received a 1-lap penalty, 4th place finish. Brad, these 3 drivers right now with the 3-boat heat, you definitely don't want to jump the gun, but you want to maintain your boat, run a clean race, score where you can, but the main thing is to stay clean, don't get in trouble.
Yeah, and here's some of that start procedure right now. You're watching Jamie Nielsen come down the front straightaway very slowly here, and we saw some of the drivers have an issue with the 80-mile-an-hour rule and being a little bit too early on their start procedure in our Heat 1A earlier today, and it cost, unfortunately, our U40 Bucket List Racing and Dustin Eccles. It cost him a potential first-place finish in his heat. But right now, it is Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. We're 2 minutes and 50 seconds away from the start. Jamie Nielsen right now is sitting on an inside lane. Where is Andrew? Oh, Andrew's halfway up the backstretch. He's been going very slowly ever since he came out. All a part of his start procedure, Jeff.
I think Andrew Tate right now, probably Brad, could be a little bit off. We'll see if he cuts through that infield there. That is a legal maneuver at that part of the race course. But no, he will go on up to turn number 2. Now, Nielsen and Peabody are both keen on one another as we now are 2 minutes and 15 seconds until the start. Brad, the past 2 seasons, Jamie Nielsen in the Royal Blue Chartreuse boat has a knack at getting lane number 1. Can he do it here in American Dumpster 1B?
Well, right now where Andrew Tate sets, you know I have this unofficial timing mark that, yeah, you don't really want to be at the start-finish line in 2 minutes. Well, it's 1:55 right now, and Andrew is right here at the line. He's actually not there yet, and he's going to get there about 1:48. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. You mentioned Jamie Nielsen and Corey Peabody were playing kind of a game up the backstretch. Well, Corey said he'd had enough of that game. He gave it a little squirt. He moved away from Jamie Nielsen. 1:30 until the start, Jeff Ayler.
With that maneuver, now Nielsen is toward the back of the pack, and all 3 H1 Unlimited hydroplanes will have to go through turn number 1, get their lane assigned on the back straightaway. In the race before the race, we now are 1 minute and 15 seconds until the start. Tate is the first one off the corner. Will he have the best shot at lane number 1? Peabody's tracking him. Brad still lots to decide. We're coming up on 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period has begun for American Dumpster Unlimited 1B.
And right now it is Andrew Tate in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. He is sitting on lane number 1. It is Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing, the white U9. That's the second boat going up the backstretch. He is in lane number 2. Jamie Nielsen will be on the outside in the Legend Yacht Transport. Inside 40 seconds to the start. Jeff Ayler, set the lanes. Get him through that upper corner for me, please.
Coming up on the 30-second mark, Andrew Tate will be in lane number 1. Goodman Real Estate, gold and white craft. White boat with the blue lettering. Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. In back of the pack is Nielsen. Now is Nielsen sneaking into 1? Brad, bring him into the line for American Dumpster 1B.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Nielsen. No, he's got to go to the outside, but he may be the one boat with a lot of boat speed. The others are up there a little bit early. Nielsen was behind the field, but he's got a lot of boat speed on the outside. Inside 5 seconds, we're 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and boy, I like that start. It looked good from here, but Jamie Nielsen nailed it in the U11 Legend Yacht Transport, but all 3 of them were tied together as they go down to the lower corner. On the inside, it's Andrew Tate with the lead, the U91 Goodman Real Estate, but it looks like one boat down there, but it is 3, and there's Corey. Corey on the outside by a boat length. Tate and Corey Peabody, Jeff, they are really duking it out.
The start was good. Now Peabody extends his lead by a boat length and a half, but Tate has the advantage to the inside. Shorter way around. Peabody gets there first. Here comes Tate, and they are now side by side at the apex of turn 2.
coming off the top end of the race course. Remember, fans, we go 3 times around. Watch the corner for Andrew Tate, right on the buoy roll of beauty, but Corey gave him enough room and was able to keep the speed up. This boat's been fast yesterday and today. That boat being the U9, Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody, your defending Lake Guntersville champion, running like a rocket, got a lot of speed off to his left, and a lot of good driving skill in there too with Andrew Tate. Andrew's not going to give up on this yet. Look at that. Lane position pulled him up to about 3 boat lengths. This is a good one. We are just about halfway through this heat. Corey Peabody's opened up about a 4 boat length lead, but I'll tell you what, in that left side rear view mirror, Jeff Ayler, Andrew Tate does not want to go away.
Right now, Peabody extending the lead in American Dumpster Unlimited 1B here at the Guntersville Lake Hydro Fest, making a 10 boat length advantage. Peabody in front, leaving Tate a lane in there in lane number 1. Nielsen remains in third in Legend Yacht Transport, but Brad Tate's got it down now to 8 boat lengths. Corey tighten it up on the pins on the outside.
Yes, Corey really did tighten it up there. He's going to make it as difficult as he can legally on Andrew Tate. And now they come down to pick up the white flag with 1 to go here in our Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. It is Corey Peabody and Andrew Tate slamming into the lower end of the race course. Tate gobbles it back up again, back by about 6, maybe 7 boat lengths. This is the checkered flag lap. Off the exit pin of the corner, Corey Peabody running a beautiful race in that Beacon Plumbing. He's opened up almost a full rooster tail, but Tate's still knocking on the door, Jeff.
The key for Peabody right now, comfortable lead, don't make a mistake in turn number 2. Run his craft clean away from the pins. We go above in turn number 2 with our drone. Peabody driving clean. Tate running out of time. Brad, bring him to the checkered flag and American Dumpster 1B.
It is on the outside. Corey Peabody driving the U9, the Beacon Plumbing for Daryl and Vanessa Strong. Checkered flag flies. Corey Peabody picking up a heat victory. In our Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster, it is Andrew Tate coming home in 2nd place driving the Goodman Real Estate, and a very strong and good run for the U11 Legend Yacht Transport. Jeff Ayler, the last time we saw Corey Peabody in that U9, it was in the final heat in Madison, Indiana. That's the first heat they've run since. He's out front with 400 points. Assuming they get through tech inspection.
The whole team will be absolutely tickled with that heat win here at the Guntersville Lake Hydro Fest and American Dumpster Unlimited 1B. The 5-minute period is come and gone. Let's get this started.
Let's get this party started. It is day 3 of 3. The green flag is on the race course. Our 4 boats are at the top end. J. Michael Kelly comes into our Heat 2A presented by the Guntersville Water Board with 450 points. The boat is extremely quick. What we've noticed about J. Michael Kelly's bright red boat is how smooth it is on the water. He's followed by teammate Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. Beacon Electric is the red one, Beacon Plumbing is the white one, and here's your top qualifier. Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles had that 171 mile per hour lap. All 3 of those guys went around the race course smartly, and as he loves to do, he likes to do things a little differently. Andrew Tate just tooling around the top end of the race course. Tate's got a place he wants to be on this race course at a certain time, and he'll find a way to get there.
Boy, right now, Brad, at that 4-minute mark, I think he'll have to come down to turn number 1 and obviously go down the back straightaway. Will he elect to cut in where J. Michael Kelly is, or will he go back to turn 2?
Well, we'll see. He's got to go all the way down now. And Kelly and Peabody both cut the race course. That's a legal maneuver. Now, to our new race fans here, Jeff Ayler, if you haven't seen this before, everything is done on a clock start. We are at the start-finish line. We're 3 minutes and 30 seconds until the start. The idea is to put your boat on the starting line at full song the tick before the clock strikes 0. If you jump the start and are across the line before the clock strikes 0, you run an extra lap. You're not going to win. We go 3 laps in these preliminary heats. We got a 5-lap final coming up later on in the day. But right now, with 3:10, they're in what we call the milling period, Jeff.
Brad, I spoke to an H1 Unlimited pilot this morning. I won't name who it was because I don't want to give away their secrets, but I'll give it away anyway. 22-second mark, the entrance pin of turn number 2 on the back chute. They're looking at about that 10-second mark off the exit pin of turn number 2, the start-finish line. If you jump the gun, in H1 Unlimited hydroplane racing, that is a 1-lap penalty. That takes you away from the checkered flag and those precious points up toward the top.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting now because as the boats come out of the pit area, their lane is not assigned to them. They fight for lanes, and at 2:30 before the start, they're going to have to go all the way up to the top end, which means they're going to go all the way around the race course. Andrew Tate has parked himself right now in lane 1. Could that change? Yes, it could. Honestly, Jeff, I'm not sure it's going to. I think they've got to go all the way around, and Tate's just going to hang in lane 1 if he wants it. Right now, Kelly's in 2, Peabody's in 3. That's going to put our top qualifier on the far outside. And remember, Dustin Eccles needs some points. He jumped his start in the first heat, and although he was the first boat across the finish line, he was relegated to 4th place with the 1-lap penalty. So here comes Tate down across start-finish line inside of 2 minutes. Tate's in 1, Kelly's in 2, Peabody in 3. Eccles is going to come down behind everybody.
Right now, Brad, by the alignment, I like where Eccles is, but the problem where he is, he's on the outside.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Andrew. You know my unofficial timing marks. I always say, yeah, you don't want to be down there at that entrance pin in the lower corner at 1:30. It's 1:30 right now.
Yeah, I think Andrew Tate, no doubt early. It looks like he will cruise around the course. You have to be above 80 miles per hour in the warm-up period prior to the start. So Andrew Tate in turn number 1, leisurely working the buoy row in the Goodman Real Estate. He is followed by J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Plumbing. Then Corey Peabody back behind Kelly in the Beacon Plumbing. Now here comes Dustin Eccles up on the outside in the Tennessee Orange Bucket List Racing. We are now coming up on 55 seconds until the start. Brad, by my view, I think Tate's early. Eccles could be the best of all, but he is on the outside.
He is on the outside. He's just on the outside of Corey Peabody. 45 seconds until the start. The white flag is up. We're going to go 3 times around. There's 400 points laying on the table. You need to earn points, 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 as we like to say in these preliminary heats, to find your way into the final. Tate's going to take him up to the top end of the race course with 30 seconds until the start. Followed in lane number 2 by J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Then it is his teammate Corey Peabody. He's in lane 3. Eccles is going to be on the outside. You see Dustin starting to wind it up on the outside. You said 12 seconds off the exit pin. Let's take a look. We are 12 seconds right now. It's going to be getting pretty close to time to put the foot down. You see Tate can't get into it yet. The others can, but now Andrew does. We are 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 mark. Boy, from my view, it looks like it's a legal start, but we'll get it from the officials. Andrew Tate on the inside was the first boat across the line. He broke the clock and will get down to turn number 1 first, and he's got the lead as he goes through the lower corner. Andrew Tate, but boy, has he got company. He's got Kelly, he's got Peabody, and he's got Eccles, but off the corner it is Andrew Tate. And then look on the outside. It is a legal start. It's a legal start, Jeff. Look at Corey Peabody on the outside in 2.
Tate made a dynamite start in lane number 1, leads it in turn number 2. Corey Peabody is hauling the mail in 2nd in Beacon Plumbing. Back in 3rd, we got side-by-side action between Kelly and Eccles, but off the corner it'll be Tate in front, but Peabody charging hard in 2nd.
Tight off the buoy row is Andrew Tate. He'll come down and put 1 in the books, but his right side rear view mirror is full of Corey Peabody. Peabody's closed the distance. He's back by about 3 boat lengths as they finish lap number 1 and go down to the lower end of the race course. It's lap number 2 of 3. Tate on the inside with the lead, but he's got Corey right with him. Peabody back about 3 boat lengths. They're going to come off the corner very close, Jeff. Peabody's making a charge.
Excellent dueling here in Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited. Heat 2A, we see Tate, Peabody hidden in the rooster tail on the back straightaway. Your race is for first in 2A. Tate maintains that lead. They enter turn number 2. Peabody is there. Tate is there. Now they are side by side in turn number 2 at the apex.
You know I love to say this, Jeff, but this is as good as it gets in H1 Unlimited Racing. You've hooked up 2 boats side by side. There's Tate. There's Peabody. They're going to come down and pick up a white flag with 1 to go, and they're virtually going to be dead even. Corey Peabody and Andrew Tate. Tate by a boat length at the end of 2. 3rd place is going to go to Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing. J. Michael Michael Kelly trails in fourth. Down to the lower end of the race course. This is the final lap. You've got to get the checkered flag this time for those 400 points. Looks like one boat coming off the corner. There are two of them right there. Looking for Corey, and there he is. Sticks his nose out about a boat lake, Jeff.
Beautiful dueling here in Guntersville. Waterboard Unlimited 2A. Peabody in front by a boat length. Tate flies to Goodman Real Estate. The battle is up in the front. Tate has the advantage on the inside, shorter way around. They are side by side again at the apex. Final turn, final lap of 2A.
Here 400 points laying right here at the finish line. Has Peabody got enough? Has Tate got acceleration? They're going to come down and pick up the checkers, and it's going to be Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. He will come home first. Andrew Tate, Goodman Real Estate, will come home in second place. Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles in third, and Michael Kelly will come home in fourth place. Now that's a good way to start the day, Mr. Ayler.
Brad Luce, great dueling here in Guntersville. Waterboard Unlimited Heat 2A. While you were calling the boats in turn number one, the drone shot up above entering turn number one on lap number one. There was enough lanes there, but J. Michael Kelly was back at the start, and when he went into turn number one and lane number two, he was getting in a little bit of the wash of the Goodman Real Estate to his inside. But
first boat away from the pit area is the U11, the Legend Yacht Transport. Chartreuse and royal blue trimmed with red. This one's really pretty. I like this one, Jeff Ayler, and the colorblind guy doesn't have any problem seeing this one. Jamie Nielsen behind the wheel of this one, as you mentioned earlier, has yet to win an unlimited race. His owner, Scott and Shannon Rainey, have not either as owners. Scott Rainey has won many a boat race as a crew chief. He knows his way around an unlimited hydroplane. This is a different boat than they ran a year ago, but the boat's really responded. It's running very, very well. They could be a real player in this heat. They're going to be joined by the powder blue and white, the U1, the Miss Home Street. It is at the top end of the race course, and I hear something, Jeff. I hear a rumble up the backstretch. It's bright red. It is turbo Allison powered. It is the Griggs Ace Hardware Jimmy King. Dylan Runny, the rookie, comes off the top end in the Miss Home Street. Jimmy King behind him in the piston powered boat. We could have all kinds of conversations on this one.
I think it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, Nielsen and King will be battling for lane number one. Runny will be to the outside and back. How far will he be back? How good a start will King or Nielsen make in lanes one or two? Their objective, get to the line, don't jump the gun. You're either going to get 400 or 300. If they get 225, they'll take it. But right now, Nielsen and King in a good spot to get either 400 or 300 points here in Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited 2B. But could Runny come from the back and spoil on the outside? He does have the equipment to do it.
He definitely has the equipment to do it. One of the big questions is going to be, does he have enough time? He's only got 3 laps to do it. That's a pretty short period of time. It's a sprint. Come final heat time, there'll be 5 laps, but we're 3 in the prelims, and across the start-finish line at 2:45, Dylan Runny, driving our defending national high points champion, the won the Miss Home Street, owned by Miss Madison Incorporated and Madison, Indiana. 2:35 to the start, Jeff.
And Brad, different sequences here for all 3 drivers. King off turn number 2, Nielsen past the halfway mark up the back chute, Runny in turn number 1, so lots of separation here in the warm-up period. We're 2 minutes and 20 seconds until the start, and Brad, in about 1 minute, we expect these 3 to bunch up. Who will get lane 1? Who will get lane 2? We know Runny will be back on the outside. The factor in this one and the equation is King or Nielsen, who will be in lane 1.
Boy, under different circumstances, if Runny was not a rookie, we might see him cut the race course right here, but he's not going to, I don't think. He may just from it. Now he's going to go all the way up. But Nielsen, I think you've got to like where Jamie Nielsen is sitting right now at 145. He is coming down the front straightaway. Again, the other piece to that start procedure that gets picked up in tech inspection is the 80 mile per hour rule rule. They have to maintain a minimum speed of 80 miles per hour. So at 130, I like a lot where Jamie Nielsen sits right now. I think he can park that thing in lane 1. Here comes King. He's going to come rolling down, and he's probably going to slot himself into lane number 2. And as you said, the rookie, Runny, got to be on the outside. 115, Jeff.
Nielsen in turn number 1. King is powering up into the entrance pin of turn number 1. We mentioned Runny will be back into the outside. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period has begun for Guntersville Waterboard. H1 Unlimited 2B. Nielsen up there in front on the back chute in the warm-up period, followed by King and Dylan Runny. Brad Luce, 45 seconds until the start. I think it'll be Nielsen in 1, King in 2, Runny and back on the outside. Bring him to the green flag.
That's what it's going to be, and it looks like Jamie Nielsen is way out front. He is. Is he early? Maybe a little bit, but I don't think so. I think he's in pretty good shape, but watch the red boat and watch the blue boat behind. I think they're both going to bring a lot of speed, but remember, the blue one's got to start behind it. Here comes King. You can hear the piston power start to roll.
The driver I mentioned this morning, unnamed, it was King. He was there at 22. He might be right on it.
This could be good. Jeff said he's got some inside scoop on Jimmy King and the piston boat. He's going to bring a lot of speed on the outside. We're inside 10, we're inside 5, we're 3, 2, 1, mark. And it certainly appears to be a clean start. It is legal. And the boats were actually late behind the line, but there was a lot of speed in the piston boat and Jimmy King, but he's a couple of ticks behind Jamie Nielsen. Nielsen's got to get down to the lower corner first. Look on the outside. There's a lot of red out there and a lot of rumbling going on with the piston boat. This is going to be good, Jeff, but off the corner, it is Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport, by about 4 boat lengths.
Nielsen, your leader, has the advantage with lane number 1, but I think the horsepower advantage belongs to the Turbinator. Nielsen's lead is down to 5 boat lengths. They enter turn number 2, and King has got it down to 2 boat lengths. Nielsen, your leader. King has cut it down to 3 boat lengths at the apex of turn 2.
Top end of the race course. We'll wait to see Jimmy King. Where is he? There he is. He pokes his nose out. He's staying right on the hip of Nielsen, and he kept the RPM up. Gonna come down and put 1 in the book. Side by side racing here. 1 in the books, and it's Nielsen by half a boat length. Literally half a boat length at the completion of lap number 1. Runny comes across in 3rd. Was King able to gobble him up? He was, but now he's going to give it back because of the lane position. Looks like 1 boat down there. There are 2. Jamie Nielsen approaches the exit pit, and there's King on the outside. I think you said it right, Jeff. King's got that horsepower, and he's got it wound up.
Super sweet action at Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited 2B. King showing the horsepower of the turbocharged Allison, but he is on the outside of Nielsen. Nielsen maintains that advantage. Closer to the buoys, the Turbinator in front. Make it 3 boat lengths. Nielsen cantering back as they work through turn number 2. Nielsen tighten it up. King's lead down to a boat length.
Coming off the top end of the race course, they're going to come down and pick up the white flag. It means 1 more to go. Jimmy King driving the Griggs Ace Hardware and driving the daylights out of the piston boat. The fans are eating it up, Jeff. Down to the lower end of the race course. King's got about 4 boat lengths. And Dylan Runny comes across in 3rd. Now it's a checkered flag lap. Who we got down there? King by about 2 boat lengths, maybe 3. Opening it up just a little bit. He's got that horsepower wound up. He's got to have the acceleration off the corner, and so far he's been able to show Jamie Nielsen the tail end of that red boat. He's got it wound up, Jeff.
And now King extends the lead, make it 7 boat lengths. Final lap in Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited 2B. The Turbinator looking for 400 big points in this heat, and now Nielsen dropping back. King's lead getting bigger. Final turn, final lap. Can the Turbinator hang on?
Drives him definitely clean off the top end, giving Nielsen plenty of room. Jimmy King, Griggs Ace Hardware, Charlie Grigg, you're gonna pick up 400 big points there. Piston Power claims Heat 2B, presented by the Guntersville Waterboard. The fans like that one. Here comes the home street, and Dylan Runny, he will come home in 3rd. Jeff Ayler, we wondered who would get lane 1. Jamie Nielsen did an outstanding job of picking up that inside lane, but at the end of the day, he just couldn't hold off that Turbinator. Once he got that thing wound up and the RPMs up high, he could stay wide. It's this big, wide race course. He could keep it up. He didn't have to worry about acceleration because he was bringing a lot of speed.
You're exactly right, Brad, and you're reading my mind. I'm kind of wondering what the thoughts are right now inside the helmet of Dylan Runny. This will be his first ever H1 Unlimited Heat where he can fight for lanes. His spotter here on the shoreline is Donnie Allen, very capable 350 shoe. Donnie, he's watching the clock and spotting for Dylan. Right now, they're 5th in points, and if you're the Miss Home Street camp, you're the defending national championship boat, I think you might want to be a little aggressive here. You want to score high, you want to score well.
Yeah, you certainly do. But then at the other end of the spectrum, you want to temper that a little bit. You got to bring it back in one piece. We've seen some boats with cracks in them. We've seen a little bit of damage. The crew chief and the, as we used to say back in the day, some of the wood butchers have been busy on some of these boats fixing some damage that boats have endured out here. Andrew Tate just painted the exit pin up there. He came around slowly, as he did last time, Jeff, if you will remember. He drove very slowly around the race course and then positioned himself very well for an inside lane. Top end of the race course is the bright red U8, the Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly. And our boats, not sure they could be spread apart any further from each other on the race course right now.
You're reading my mind once again. Remember, we had that on our last heat. 2B, same scenario right here early on in the warm-up period in Allen Land Surveying Unlimited 3A, 3:15 until the start. Kelly by the start-finish line buoy in the dominant red Beacon Electric. Dylan Runny cut through the infield in the Home Street blue and white. Miss Home Street, Runny by the start-finish line buoy. Tate just exiting turn number 1 in the white, gold, and black. Goodman Real Estate, 2:55 until the start. Brad, still lots to decide.
There's still lots to decide. Reminding our fans who may be new again, when the boats leave the pit area and come onto the race course, they do not have an assigned lane. This is the milling period. As my friend Jeff Ayler likes to say, this is the race before the race. You slice and dice, if you will, for lack of a better term, and you earn your lane based on timing. We've already seen the 80-mile-an-hour rule come into play. You cannot drop below 80 miles per hour. You will be disqualified and receive no points. You've got to keep it up above 80 miles an hour, and then you've got to find the lane you want. Hopefully you have plenty of water to play with. You're on time on the line when the clock strikes 0 with full boat speed. It's all about the start. Now, with 2 seconds mark, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to the start. Well, I think I can see how this one's going to lay out, Jeff Ayler. I don't think there's going to be a lot of mystery here. I think we're still going to have Dylan Runny to the far outside as he is at the top end of the race course behind our other 2 boats, but this time he doesn't have to trail the field.
Exactly, Brad. Runny can come up. Now, you do have to have your lane established, correct, prior to the entrance pin at turn number 2.
That's where, whatever lane, that's a very good call. At the entrance pin to the upper corner, that is the lane you must start in. Whatever lane you're in when you get there, that's where you have to start.
So we still could have the leapfrog activity, but I don't think we're going to see that here. Water conditions have laid down, lumpy, a little soupy, but it's manageable. So Andrew Tate right now, Brad, looks like he'll position himself in lane 1. In Goodman Real Estate, we are 3, 2, 1. Mark. 1 minute period has begun for Allen Land Surveying, H1 Unlimited 3A. J. Michael Kelly will slide into 2 lane in the dominant red U8 Beacon Plumbing. Dylan Runny will go to the outside in the home street blue and white Miss Home Street. We're coming up on the 40-second mark. Brad Luce, take him up to turn number 2. Bring him to the green flag for Allen Land Surveying, Heat 3A.
Home Street, Goodman Real Estate, Beacon Electric, top end of the race course, inside 30 seconds. Tate in 1, Kelly in 2, Dylan Runny on the outside. Goodman Real Estate's in 1, Beacon Electric in 2. On the outside with boat speed is Dylan Runny. You said it's about a 12-second run off the top of the corner. Boy, they're going to be tight. Kelly's got room in there. They come off the corner at about 10 seconds. Here comes the run. We are inside 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Boy, by my watch, Jeff, they were all a tad early, but we'll call them the way they are on the water. I don't think there's much question that Runny was across. The start is under review, so we'll call them as they are, and the way they are right now is Andrew Tate in the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. He comes off the exit pin with the lead. You can't see the other 2 boats, but you can sure see those rooster tails on the outside. Somewhere out there is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Somewhere on the outside is the U1, Dylan Runny in the Miss Home Street, but it's about a 4-boat length lead for Andrew Tate in the Goodman Real Estate, Jeff.
All 3 jumped the gun according to H1 Unlimited. Andrew Tate, your leader. Make it a 3-boat length advantage over the Beacon Electric. Dylan Runny falling back in 3rd in Home Street. Brad off the corner. There's Tate. There's Kelly.
Holy cow, Andrew Tate on the inside. He's got Kelly driving right in his right side rear view mirror. Because of the fact everybody jumped the gun, this has become a 4-boat heat. They just put 1 in the book. There is still 3 more laps to go. It's a 4-lap heat because everybody jumped. Down to the lower end, it is Andrew Tate still trying to hold off J. Michael Kelly. Dylan Runny has fallen back a little bit in the home street. This is going to come down to a Tate-Kelly showdown. They are a lap and a half in as they're up the backstretch. Kelly's still knocking on the door, Jeff.
So some drama here in Allen Land Surveying, Unlimited 3A with all 3 boats jumping the gun. All 3 will have to run 1 extra lap, as Brad Luce said. Into turn number 2, Andrew Tate, your leader. Make it a 7-boat length advantage over J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Dylan Runny, though, looks like he's trying to go to the buoy row in 3rd in the home street. Brad off the turn, it's Tate. Now he extends it, make it 8 boat lengths.
Yeah, he actually gained on lap number 2, and they're going to come down and put 2 in the book. And Tate has now opened up water on J. Michael Kelly. He's got about 6 boat lengths, but Kelly still knocking on the door. Runny has moved to the inside, but he's back about 2.5, maybe 3 rooster tails. He's not a factor right now, although having moved to the inside lane. Kelly not going to go away on the outside, staying in Andrew Tate's right side rear view mirror. He closed a little bit coming off of the corner, Jeff.
We're just right now at the halfway mark with the gun jumps of all 3 boats in Allen Land Surveying. Unlimited 3A, Andrew Tate maintains that 8-boat length advantage. The top 2 entering turn number 2. Tate gets there first, driving clean on the inside, but boy, Kelly trying everything he can to close the deficit. They work around the turn. There is Tate. Where is Kelly? There he is.
Boy, it looks just like it did the last time. They're going to come down and put another 1 in the book. Tate still got him 7, 8 boat lengths on Kelly, but Kelly's not going away. What is getting my attention right now, Jeff Ayler, is the boat ride out of the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. He hasn't had boat rides like that all weekend long, and he's got the power. Now he's got the boat ride to use it. Kelly hit some rough water down there. You saw the boat bounce, and now Andrew Tate has opened up almost a full rooster tail on J. Michael Kelly.
1/2 lap left in Allen Land Surveying. Unlimited Heat 3A. Now the deficit for Andrew Tate getting more comfortable, but still work to do. Tate, your leader. Kelly still chases in 2nd, but right now we're at the point Kelly might pull. Let Tate go get those 400. Dylan Runny remains in 3rd in Miss Home Street. Final turn, final lap. Andrew Tate, Goodman Real Estate in front.
Off the top end of the race course, if he can just finish this last piece of straightaway, and he's going to be able to do it, Andrew Tate, U91, Goodman Real Estate, is going to pick up 400 points on the water. J. Michael Kelly gave it a valiant effort, but could not run down the 91 Goodman Real Estate. Here comes Dylan Runny, third place finish for our defending national high points champion, the U1, the Miss Home Street. Oh my goodness, there was boat riding at 91 like we haven't seen, at least I haven't seen so far this weekend. He did not have a boat ride like that in the Tri-Cities at the test session. This water was rougher. He was solid as a rock. And we always say it, Jeff, you can have all the power in the world, but if you don't have boat ride and can't use it, you just have all the power in the world.
That first heat of the weekend in H1 Unlimited, that's the most important heat. That's your building block to get your point total going. Dustin Eccles is behind the 8 ball. Can he get to the other side of the 8 ball here, maybe get a win, get to the front row of the Southern Cup Championship?
3 boats are away from the pit area. 3 drones are away from the start-finish line. They took out of here in formation. The drones are going up. Coming off the top end of the race course with 4 minutes and 30 seconds until the start, Corey Peabody driving the 9. The Beacon Plumbing, all white, trimmed in that metallic blue. It's a pretty hydroplane, and man, has Corey been able to make that thing go. The oldest boat on the H1 Unlimited circuit. Here's the guy who needs points and needs them badly. Dustin Eccles, Bucket List Racing. Jeff, I do not want to say what I'm about to say. These water conditions look pretty good right now. Let's run this thing. The water looks good. Let's go.
We're back to where we were at 8:30 this morning. Come on, come on, come on. Mother Nature, you're doing well.
3 minutes and 35 seconds to the start. Our boats are spread across the backstretch. Top end of the race course, Corey Peabody and the Beacon Plumbing. All white, trimmed in metallic blue. Oh, look at this. Here comes a move across the inside. And, oh, this is going to get a little bit close. No, it's not. No, it's not. Dustin says, I didn't get over here quick enough. He's going to have to move to the outside, I suspect. There he goes. I think he wanted to get in front of Corey and maybe get on the inside of him, but he was too late coming across, Jeff. Remember, for our fans watching this, the boat that is on the race course has priority and has the right-of-way over a boat that is cutting the race course. So Corey had the right-of-way there. It was going to get close if Dustin Eccles wanted to jump in front of him, and had the U9 wanted to just run right up on the back of him, literally, it would have been legal. Dustin made the right move.
Well, best way to put it, it's not put this way, but Eccles needed to yield, and he did. And better yet, better be glad he did, because if not, that could have been a disaster right there in the warm-up period. That's what's so unique about H1 Unlimited hydroplane racing. This race before the race. Now, Brad, we have all 3 boats bunched up. At the 2-minute, 20-second mark, there's only one lane 1. Corey Peabody right now has the best shot of getting it.
Yeah, if Dustin's going to beat him, he's going to have to drive around him. It sure looks that way. I thought maybe Dustin might hang back and cut the race course, but, oh, and here comes Jamie Nielsen. He's going to come across. I thought Dustin might do that. And Jamie's going to kill as much time as he can. Remember, he's just got to stay above 80 miles an hour, which he's doing. Once he goes past 2 buoys, then he establishes right away on the front straightaway. He's going to do that at the start-finish line. It's going to be Nielsen in 1, Peabody in 2, Eccles in 3, and they are very close together, side by side, as they come down the front straightaway. That was tight. That was very, very tight, because until they crossed the start-finish line, Jamie Nielsen did not have the right-of-way on that inside lane.
Brad, we've mentioned the past 2 seasons, Jamie Nielsen has a knack of getting lane number 1 in H1 Unlimited. Boy, that was expert tactician driving right there. He will be in lane number 1. We're coming up on the 1-minute period. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. That is the 1-minute period for Allen Land Surveying. H1 Unlimited Heat 3B by my eye. Jamie Nielsen, lane number 1. Corey Peabody, lane number 2. Dustin Eccles, our top qualifier in lane number 3, would love a win, would take a second. Brad Luce, 40 seconds away. Bring him down to the green flag for Allen Land Surveying. 3B.
Watching one of the drone shots and coming up the backstretch there, sometimes these boats get spread apart quite a ways. They were not. There was only about 10 feet wide between those boats as they went up the backstretch. They've opened it up a little bit now. Inside 25 seconds, now 20 until the start. It's only about 12 off that corner. They might be a little bit early, coming up on 12 seconds right now, and they are to the exit pin. This should be good. Nielsen in 1, Peabody in 2. On the outside, it's Eccles. We're inside 5 seconds. We are 3, 2, 1. Mark, and there goes Corey Peabody. He gets the jump on the field. He broke the clock from lane number 2. Broke the clock, meeting the first one across the line. The start is legal. And on the inside, now on the outside, there you see Corey Peabody. Nielsen is there on the inside, back a couple of boat ranks. And somewhere on the outside, you can see the rooster tail out there. Our top qualifier, Dustin Eccles. But they're running 3 wide down the backstretch. And once again, Corey Peabody is off to the races, Jeff.
Peabody in front, flying up the back straightaway. Dustin Eccles is hidden in the rooster tail. Now we go to the drone shot. Peabody in 2. Now Nielsen will tighten it up on the inside. He will go to second. Eccles in third. Peabody in front, deck to deck dueling for second.
Watch out for Dustin. Where is he? There he is. He slides to the outside. Corey Peabody, we're going to go 3 times around. The start was legal. Peabody, he's got 1 up and 1 down with 2 to go. Then it's Nielsen on the inside. Dustin Eccles, he needs those second place points, Jeff, but he's having to ride a big race course right now because he is on the outside of Corey Peabody. Look at Nielsen stay with Corey on the inside. Legend Yacht Transport not going away from that left side mirror on Corey Peabody. The boat driving the hardest right now is Dustin Eccles in Bucket List Racing. He needs those second place points.
We're at the halfway mark of Allen Land Surveying. Unlimited 3B. Corey Peabody comfortably in front, but the story in 3B is the second place battle between Jamie Nielsen and Dustin Eccles. Nielsen obviously with the advantage, running the shorter way around on the buoy row. Eccles needs to try to pass Nielsen, get those 300 points. Peabody in front, Brad, it's side by side dueling for second.
Coming down to put 2 in the books with 1 to go. Corey Peabody getting a great boat ride, but it is Jamie Nielsen driving the daylights out of that Legend Yacht Transport. He is hanging on to second place. He knows how big this is for Dustin. Dustin knows he's got to get those second place points. He wants to be on the front row of the final. But Jeff, he is driving that big race course, having to be on the outside of Corey Peabody's wash. Peabody's gone, got a rooster tail and a half, and now look at Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport, got almost a rooster tail on Eccles.
Peabody in front, Nielsen now comfortably in second. Eccles tried to get as close to Peabody's rooster tail to cover less real estate, got a little wet, then had to swing outside. 1, 2, 3 in 3B. Peabody, Nielsen, Eccles. Brad, bring him to the checkered flag.
Top end of the race course, Corey Peabody. Nobody has solved this puzzle yet this weekend. Checkered flag flies. Corey Peabody, Beacon Plumbing U9 will pick up the win on the water for 400 points. Jamie Nielsen with a great run in Legend Yacht Transport, and it's Dustin Eccles with a solid 3rd place finish. Oh boy, and now the point totals are going to be fruit salad. It's looking good, Jeff. The boat is running like a rocket. One more, he says. And when he says that, we know what he's talking about. He's talking about that final heat. 6 minutes. And I think the first boat that's going to come out, well, I thought I knew what it was going to be. I thought maybe it was going to be Corey Peabody, but I think the first boat away is bright red, and I believe it is J. Michael Kelly, but he's got company coming with him. Bucket List is coming. The Home Street is coming with him. The Goodman Real Estate is coming with him. Jamie Nielsen is away. Corey Peabody is
Faithful in the U1 Miss Home Street, the powder blue and white, the Home Street blue actually. Dylan Runny in the mix. He's qualified as an H1 unlimited hydroplane pilot. Did that last weekend at Gunnersville. The reins are turned loose, and Brad, the Legend Yacht Transport with Jamie Nielsen is in the mix as well. We are 5 minutes and 30 seconds until the start for H1 Unlimited Heat number 1 here at the 73rd Madison Regatta. It's the Bob Hughes Memorial presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. Brad Luce will try it again. The lids are locked. The fuel pump is on. The lines are loose. Drivers, light up the Lycomings.
2, 1.
Jeff Ayler, it's like you're radioing them directly, because immediately at the 5-minute mark, we heard the turbines begin to spool. Time to stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4. H1 Unlimited hydroplanes come away from the dock. U1 to Miss Home Street is first away. Jamie Nielsen this time is going to jump out. He was the third boat up the dock, but he's going to jump to an inside lane. Remember last time Nielsen took off away from the field up the backstretch. He's already got the jump on the field going down to turn 1 here at the start procedure, and Dustin Eccles this time comes up quickly onto a plane.
4:20 until the start. Brad, that's important for the drivers in the cockpit. That's part of their strategy in this race before the race. Right now, each driver does not know what lane they're starting in. This is the sequence. This is the race before the race. Usually the first one out is generally right on their timing marks. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, we're also going to see if anybody wants to cut the race course right now. They can cut the course from back to front on the top end of the GP race course. Our first 3 boats, which are Jamie Nielsen and the Legend Yacht Transport, the Beacon Electric, and the Miss Home Street, have all decided not to do that. We'll see if maybe Dustin Eccles might want to cut the course. He could do so now, but it looks as though he too will go up underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Everybody going up to the top end. I suspect part of that is go up and see what the water looks like up there.
3:30 until the start. Jamie Nielsen approaching the Madison Ford start-finish line buoy in the Chartreuse Royal Blue and Red Legend Yacht Transport. Following Jamie about 1,500 feet back is J. Michael Kelly in the dominant red U8 Beacon Electric. Just underneath the Milton Madison Bridge on the Indiana shoreline, the Home Street blue and white, Miss Home Street. Dylan Runny in the cockpit, and behind Dylan in the Tennessee orange. 3 minutes until the start. Dustin Eccles drives the Bucket List Racing. Brad, we're 2:55 away. Right now, still lots to decide. Which driver right now in that enclosed capsule feels, are they on their timing marks? Are they not on their timing marks? Do they need to go to plan B or C?
And are they in the lane they want to be? An interesting line for Dylan Runny down the front straightaway. He came down the front straightaway on the far outside. Behind him was Dustin Eccles, and now Dustin Eccles has moved to the inside of him. Runny left the door open for him, so he stepped inside of him. But still, to your point, a lot to decide as we come up on 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 2:20, Jeff.
Timing marks. When we get to 24 seconds, that's where the field would like to be at the entrance pin at turn number 2 to our left. Exit pin at turn number 2, 17 seconds. If you're at the Milton Madison Bridge on the front chute at 12 seconds, put the hammer to it. That's a good timing run. 2 minutes until Heat 1, H1 Unlimited.
So far, nobody has decided to cut across the race course, and now it looks like Jamie Nielsen with 150 is going to come down the front straightaway slowly. The other piece to the puzzle here, Jeff, and we've talked about it, you've got to maintain at least 80 miles per hour during this entire 5-minute period. That will be determined by the officials whether you did or did not when we go through tech inspection. But Jamie Nielsen at 1:30 is already across start finish line. Kelly comes by. He is in lane 2. Nielsen sitting at 1. Right now it is Dustin Eccles in 3, and on the outside it looks like Dylan Runny. 1:15, Jeff, until our start.
By the positioning of the boats, no one elected to cut through the infield just past the start-finish line buoy to the back chute. They all go in turn number 1. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 1 minute period has begun for heat number 1 of H1 Unlimited. at the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. Brad Luce set these lanes for Heat 1.
Legend Yacht Transport, Jamie Nielsen. That is the Chartreuse and Royal Blue boat. He is sitting in lane number 1. He's the leader up the backstretch. Lane number 2, the bright red boat. That is the Beacon Electric. That is J. Michael Kelly in the U8. Lane number 3 is going to go to the bright orange U40. That is going to be Dustin Eccles in Bucket List Racing. It's going to be the hometown Miss Madison, Miss Home Street on the far outside. Jeff Ayler inside, 23 seconds to the start. Let's start our 73rd Madison Regatta.
By my timing marks, everyone looks well behaved. Nielsen in 1, Kelly in 2, Eccles in 3, Ronnie in 4.
11,
There's 12 seconds. They're
9,
past the bridge.
8,
they see the
7,
Madison Ford start-finish line.
5,
we are now
4,
3, 2, 1, mark. We're racing in H1 Unlimited Heat number 1 here on the Ohio River in Madison, Indiana. Start looked good by my eye, and that was a legal start. Legal start. Heat number 1, H1 Unlimited. Your leader in lane number 1, Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport.
Jamie Nielsen had the best start. He led him across start-finish line, and right now he's got a full rooster tail. Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport. What a surprise up the backstretch. He's being chased by Dustin Eccles in the U40. Bucket List Racing. Then third place on the outside, Dylan Runny in the home street. J. Michael Kelly on an inside lane pulls up the rear. He is in 4th, but still a very tight field at the top end of the race course. Jeff Ayler, remember, we go 3 times around. This will be the completion of lap number 1.
Nielsen in front. If he wins this one, it will be at the start. He was there first when the clock struck 0. He's got a comfortable margin. Jamie Nielsen, your leader. Legend Yacht Transport, Dustin Eccles in 2nd. Now J. Michael Kelly and Dylan Runny side by side for 3rd. Nielsen 1 complete, 2 to go in the Legend Yacht Transport. Dustin Eccles in 2nd, Bucket List Racing. J. Michael Kelly has moved to 3rd in the Beacon Electric. Dylan Runny in 4th in Miss Home Street. And Brad Luce, could this be the first upset of the weekend? Nielsen in front, and it's comfortable.
Yeah, it is a comfortable lead. He's actually opened up water. Keep an eye on J. Michael Kelly. He has closed a little bit of ground on Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List. There's a good race back there for 2nd. But Jamie Nielsen rocking and rolling up the backstretch. He's halfway up there in the U11 Legend Yacht Transport. Got a comfortable rooster tail and a half on Dustin Eccles that he can keep on his right side hip. We are just over halfway through this Heat 1 for H1 Unlimited. There is a good race developing for 2nd place. Keep an eye on J. Michael Kelly in 3rd, but at the top end, still Nielsen, Jeff.
Nielsen in front, the one-time Major League Baseball draftee by the Kansas City Royals. He loved boat racing. He's showing superior driving skill in H1 Unlimited Heat number 1. White flag display, 2 complete and 1 to go, and Jamie Nielsen leads it, and it's comfortable. 2nd place to Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing. Now Dustin going to the inside wake of your leader, and Kelly is behind him. That battle for 2nd is not over. Running in 4th, Brad, your leader is Nielsen, but look at 2nd. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, it might get tight in there for Kelly, and it does, because Dustin moved in a little bit. It was going to get tight for Kelly. He got in the rough water. He's still within a half a rooster tail of Dustin Eccles. They're going to come off the lower end of the race course, and now Dustin Eccles starts to open it up on J. Michael Kelly after Kelly got stuck in that rough water down at turn 1. But Jamie Nielsen is up to the Milton Madison Bridge. You said it, Jeff. Could we have our first upset of the weekend? This is a doozy if the story holds. Jamie Nielsen is at the top end of the race course. He gets to the exit pin now, and he's just got to come down the front straightaway. He will pick up first place for the U11 Legend Yacht Transport.
Jamie Nielsen, your 5th fastest qualifier of the 5-boat H1 Unlimited
Kelly is
field.
down.
And we got Kelly down, checkered flag waving. Here's your winner of H1 Unlimited Heat number 1. It's Jamie Nielsen in Legend Yacht Transport. 2nd place will be the Bucket List Racing. We got a battle for 3rd. Running in the home street. Here comes Kelly on the inside, and J. Michael Kelly will get 3rd place. I'm going to give it to Kelly by about 14 feet over Dylan Runny in the Miss Home Street. That's unofficial because we're a little bit sideways at the German American Bank judges stand looking at the Madison Ford start finish line. Jamie Nielsen, your unofficial winner of Heat number 1. He won it right at the start, the best start Lane number 1, shorter way around, textbook driving.
Absolutely. Jamie Nielsen was just superb in that heat. My apologies to our fans as J. Michael Kelly is going dead in the water down in the lower corner. My apologies, Jeff. At the top end of the race course, Kelly really got in some soup up there, and the boat really slowed down. That's why all of a sudden you had the home street right alongside him. But a great run for Kelly to pick up third when they came home. But the story of this one, it is chartreuse and royal blue with a bunch of red trim. Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport. They are going to be extremely happy. I'm looking to our left. Scott Rainey is to our left.